Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and with the Overwatch 2 beta scheduled to come out in exactly 1 month from now, I figured for today's video, we would talk about heroes that desperately need to be released with the Overwatch 2 beta. We already know that Overwatch 2 is going to be tightly packed with lore, with a lot of that parallel with brand new heroes when the full game actually gets released. When the full game is going to get released? Probably the same year that I have grandkids. So far, Sojourn is the only confirmed hero to release with Overwatch 2 and the Overwatch 2 beta, but Overwatch is in a very unique position where they have a lot of characters already showcased in the Overwatch universe that can make for excellent additional characters even for when the Overwatch 2 beta releases from a month from now. So today I'm going to be talking about a few heroes that I'd love to see come to the Overwatch 2 beta. Not necessarily for gameplay purposes. I know a lot of people want specifically tanks added into the game because there's a lackluster amount of tanks, but mainly for lore purposes. Because again, we know that Overwatch 2 is going to have a great campaign, so we can have some stories be further told of existing Overwatch characters that are not yet playable characters but could be in the future, that could easily tie into future campaign missions and lore stories. And because I'm looking at multiple heroes, if in the future you want me to make a dedicated video looking at any of these characters and giving an even deeper look at how their hero kit can work in Overwatch, then let me know in the comments. So finally, let's talk about the first character, or should I say set of characters that can make for excellent playable heroes in Overwatch, but even better yet, expand the story of a popular hero like d.va. d.va's Mecha Squad has been a T-set of teenagers contracted by the South Korean army to fly mechas similar to the one that d.va flies. And for years now, we've got a little taste of d.va's backstory, how she was recruited by the South Korean army because she was a StarCraft champion, because apparently flying and piloting multi-million-dollar mechas is easily transferable from StarCraft, but hey, you know, I never played StarCraft before, maybe it is. But that's about where d.va's backstory ends, and even the Mecha Squad as a whole, even though it constantly gets teased every couple of years. Most recently in the New Blood comic, where the Mecha Squad and d.va fight alongside Cole Cassidy, Zarya, and Pharah, and also most notably with the Mecha Squad base in the Busan map trilogy. And if you dig even deeper, there is a character that has yet to be confirmed if it is associated with the Mecha Squad that goes by the name of Brit, where it's showcased in the advertisement on that free-for-all map. So just based on how many times they constantly get brought up in the Overwatch universe, whether it's in maps or comics, I really do think the Mecha Squad is going to be the first set of heroes that we could see be added into Overwatch that could further tell the story of d.va, but also just straight up add 4 to 5 brand new characters to the hero roster if we do count Brit. I don't know in terms of gameplay of how it would work, because of course they're all driving mechs, so we would all maybe consider them a tank, especially when you look at the comic. The red mecha has a giant sword and shield, kind of the likes of Reinhardt, so maybe we can have a new main tank and also a brand new flying character, because one kind of looks like it's a helicopter of some sort. Maybe they can make one or a couple into support and DPS, because if you think about it, adding 4 mecha tanks might be an overwhelming amount of mecha heroes being added to the tank category alone. But it's even the lore and especially the story mission that I get especially hyped for seeing the Mecha Squad be playable in. I kind of picture the Mecha Squad's mission coming out of the Mecha Squad base, going into space and just fighting against the Talon space organizations. Kind of similar like the Star Wars Battlefront missions, where you're flying in space with X-Wings and you're fighting against the TIE Fighters and you're trying to destroy the Star Destroyers. It'd just be so sick to have a flying mission, because, well, we haven't seen that in Overwatch at all.
Welcome to Junkertown.
The Queen of Junkertown, otherwise just known as the Queen, is the most popular unknown entity in the Overwatch universe. The Queen was introduced in 2017 alongside the brand new Australian map Junkertown, where you can hear her over the intercom when you move throughout the whole entire map, pushing the payload full of gold to the end of the Queen's throne. And that was all that we really got in regards of the Queen. I mean, we got a couple of posters on the Junkertown map that showcased what she looked like and even showed some of the weapons that she could have used if she was a playable character in game, but she didn't make another appearance until, funny enough, Hammond's release trailer, where of course he escaped Horizon Lunar Colony on one of the escape pods and he landed in Junkertown, where he entered in the Junkertown games with his little escape pod and made it into the wrecking ball that he uses today. And just think about that, it's so funny to think of the characters that were showcased in the Overwatch universe. You think of Reinhardt's Master, you think of the Queen, and all of them got beat out by a hamster. And nobody expected Hammond to get released at the time that he did. But that's why I think the Queen will make a a great additional character in Overwatch just to further expand some of the already existing character story. I mean, we talked about Hammond and how there's ties there, but even Roadhog and Junkrats, they really are such an anomaly in the Overwatch hero roster because you think of Reaper, you think of Soldier 76, you think of Widowmaker, and they're all somehow associated to either Blackwatch, Overwatch, or Talon. But then you have these two little hood rats that are just going around stealing gold, stealing money, stealing literal candy from kids, and there's really no real good explanation that everyone knows about explaining why they are associated with Overwatch. Again, like a good explanation. That's why I think the Queen could easily tie in everybody that is associated with Junkertown, but also just add another cool BA woman character in the Overwatch hero roster. Of course, she would probably be a DPS character because, I mean, she's aggressive and also has weaponry that looks like they can bash your teeth in, and I'd probably be okay with that. I wouldn't argue with a woman like that because even though she could easily crush me and I thank her for that, she'd also probably kill me in the same exact way, which even then I'd still thank her for. Maximillian is the most popular antagonist that has yet to be played in Overwatch. The antagonist in Overwatch has been seen as the Talon organization for years. Widowmaker, Reaper, Sombra, Sigma, even Baptiste at one point. But those characters aren't the big cheese of the Talon organization. You take one look at Maximillian, like, yep, that guy's in charge, and we need somebody like that. Well, yes, I love Reaper's backstory of how at one point he was part of the Overwatch organization, then he was in charge of Blackwatch, and then he defected the Talon organization, and then he became like this weird antagonist for Soldier 76, but also was like slightly still probably in love with them. That's not canon, it's something I make up, but it's something that a lot of people think it's like, oh, maybe they love each other, but they hate each other, they want to kill each other. What was I talking about again? All I'm saying is Maximillian bring a complex level of lore that nobody else in the Overwatch universe can bring. I mean, you point to the people in town like Sombra and Widowmaker and you say, yes, those guys are evil. But you point to Maximillian, it's like, yeah, he's evil, but he's also willing to rat on a lot of people within the Talon organization. I mean, we saw that at the end of the Archives event, so it almost makes you question him and makes you wonder, okay, is he actually an evil doer? Like, is he just a spy for Talon, or is he a double spy for the Overwatch and the Talon org? Or is he just trying to make his master plan happen in any way possible, that he's willing to rat out the greater good of Talon for his own personal interests? I mean, Maximillian would be one of those character arcs that makes you wonder throughout the whole entire campaign mission, should I trust this guy? Like, is he ever gonna double cross me? Am I giving him too much information? Is he giving me too much information that is right or is wrong? It kind of reminds me of Shepard from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, where he was just working with, I think it was the Russians. I haven't played that campaign mission in 10 years, but at the very end, he kills you and Ghost once he gets the intel that he wants because, well, he has certain aspirations that once he gets it, he doesn't care if he betrays his own people. He just wants what he wants. But that's just the campaign and the lore side of Maximillian. When it comes to the actual gameplay, oh my god, this would be even more interesting. A lot of people would draw similarities to Zenyatta because they're both Omnics. They look very, very similar, but I don't really picture him to be a healer. If anything, I kind of picture him like Cypher from Valorant, where he can hold down a spot because they both have that casino chip that they play around with their finger. So I could definitely see the casino chip being like a tripwire of some sort, kind of like Junkrat's trap, where they can hold down a certain position. But that's all that I really know as terms of gameplay for Maximillian. He's such a complex character that I wouldn't even be surprised if he would just be a character in the campaign and not playable, because we need an antagonist. Like, we just need one single guy to point to be like, okay, that is the guy that is the evil doer. But we can make it more complex, like, okay, but he's also working with us. So should we really trust him? That's why I really like the character, and that's why I also just like these characters in general. The Mecha Squad, the Queen, Maximillian, they all further expand the story of already existing characters that desperately need to be expanded on. I mean, with d.va, even though, yeah, she hasn't had a lot of opportunity to have a backstory because she's only 19, there's really a good chance to solidify her as a solid part of Overwatch. Kind of like how Reinhardt did when he first got recruited into Overwatch, how he came into his own on that battle of Eichenwald and when he lost his master. I can definitely see that same storyline happening for d.va. And then the Queen. I mean, my god, how can you make not only a map, but also a new character that is based around a whole entire town and not have the ruler of that town be a playable character in the game? Maybe be a little bit awkward, like, hey, is that a recorded voice of me? Why am I hearing myself, but I'm right here? And then, of course, Maximillian, we just need a new antagonist. I mean, the last one was Sigma, but even then, like, Sigma and even Mora wasn't that great of an antagonist because they're just scientists that are just working with the evil talent organization. Like the last good evil antagonist that we've had was Sombra, and that was back in 2016. But we need more of that. We need more expansion of these organizations, expansion of these stories, and just expansion of the Overwatch world, but also expansion of the hero roster. And hey, with the Mecha Squad, you get 4 to 5. Maximillian, you get a good one, and then the Queen, oh my god, you get so much melee opportunity with her. I'm only assuming, maybe you can throw the melee weapon. That'd be sick too. But those are just 3 separate characters of the numerous amounts that have been showcased in the Overwatch universe. And again, if you want me to go deeper into the story of, say, the Mecha Squad or even the Queen, I can definitely do that. But especially the Mecha Squad, because I feel like there's so many characters that we can easily talk about that can make for a great gameplay that I can't easily fit in a 10-minute video. So that's why I wanted to just touch on 3 and the lore opportunities, not really talk about gameplay that much because, well, the gameplay can be really, really complex at the end of the day. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.